Everyone, it's Wednesday Warriors, and it's me, Arielle. And as you can hear from my voice, that's very lovely. I'm still a little bit sick, but I did want to make a quick video for you. And this week I'm going to be answering a question from Nikki. And the question is, you do so much for other people. How do you dedicate so much of yourself to helping others without getting overwhelmed? And I thought that was a really interesting question for this week because I am getting over being sick. So in my own best interest, I'm going to keep this video rather short, sort of to be an example of self-care, I guess. And I am in my car, so I'm not moving. I'm parked. I'm not en route to anywhere, but I am parked before I head off to do something else. So between one commitment and another, I'm making you a quick video. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about as far as doing things for other people, I guess you could say that I do a lot for other people. I'm in a helping profession, and I also like to do things on my own time to help other people, whether it's volunteering or doing stuff like my blogging or making these videos for you on a weekly basis, posting things, being a resource person, being a support group leader, all that stuff. It's all helping people. But at the same time, I look at it as a commitment. So if I'm looking at it as sort of a mission of mine or a job, then I'm taking it as seriously as I would take a paid commitment or as seriously as I would take some kind of job. So it's sort of on another level for me. And I know when people like to help other people or do things for other people, sometimes it is exactly like what I'm talking about. They have that same sort of feeling about it as I do. And then other people, it's more like a hobby to them, or it's something that they love to do when they have the free time. For me, it's not something I do in my free time. It's like whatever else is left over when I'm done doing that stuff is my free time. And any way you look at it is fine, because everybody leads their own life, and whatever works for someone works for them, and that's great. And we're all different, so that's fantastic. But for me, I look at the things that I do for other people, which might seem like a lot to some people, as just commitments for me. And the way I sort of see it is, when those things stop making me happy, then I will reprioritize and I might stop doing some of them. But while they continue to make me happy and they continue to give me purpose and fulfill me, then they're keeping me living an authentic life and really liking the life that I have. So they're doing, in a sense, as much for me as they are for other people. And that's what keeps me grounded and what keeps me healthy and happy in the midst of doing so much all the time. The other thing it's important to remember is that people like different levels of busyness and bustle. And for me, I am a busy person, and I really like to be busy. That's how I best thrive, and that's how I feel comfortable, and that's when I'm my happiest, when I'm busy. And it's safe to say that I've been a lot busier than I am currently, especially when I was like doing 2 jobs and going to grad school at night and leading a group and, taking care of 1,000,001 things. So now I have a little bit more free time than I used to have, but still, by most people's standards, I'm a busy woman. But I prefer it that way. And when it becomes anxiety producing, or it makes me full of dread or very unhappy, that's when I would reprioritize, and that's when I would sort of teach myself not to be overwhelmed by either eliminating something or reprioritizing my list. And just for me personally, I really enjoy being busy, and that's the way that I've always been. Now, that said, I do prioritize all the time, and mostly what I do is I'm a list maker, so I make lists. Sometimes I make one list, and I write down all of the things that I need to do or want to do, and then I star all of the things that have to get done absolutely that day. And everything else that's left is just things that I really want to do, or I really feel committed to do, but they don't have to get done that day. They are not a top priority necessity. Sometimes I'll actually make 3 lists. I'll make like things that I absolutely need to do, things that I really want to do, and all the stuff that's left over on the 3rd list if I happen to have free time and I feel like doing it. Sometimes that works for me. I usually do the 3 list way when I have just so many things to do. And it's important to remember that your perspective really has a big factor in whether or not you're going to become overwhelmed. Because as long as I always feel like I'm in the driver's seat and I'm in control and I'm the one organizing and I'm the one prioritizing and I'm the one doing whatever it is I want to do, I'm fine. Because I know at any moment, at any time, I can always say, I don't want to do this today, or I don't have time to do this today. And I will be able to reprioritize to keep my life balanced. And that's important to me. I always feel like I have the power in this situation. No one is pressuring me or forcing me. And on those days or times when I do feel pressured by someone or something, I just sort of look at it and I think to myself, is this really worth it? Why do I feel pressured? Is this about me? Is this about someone else? What am I really capable of giving today? What's healthy for me? Do I need more sleep? Do I need to go to bed early tonight? Will doing this mean I don't get everything I need? And I think as long as I ask myself those questions, then I'm okay. And I make sure that I do ask myself those questions because self-care is really important to me. And I don't just say that self-care is important to me. I really do want to talk the talk and also walk the walk. That is something that's important to me. And that's another huge part of doing a lot for others without getting overwhelmed, is when you're genuine and you're authentic. I like to think that no matter what I'm doing, no matter how busy I am, I'm always going to put out there something that's real. I'm always going to try to be an example of self-care. So like, for example, today, I'm making this video late. I normally make my video on a Monday or a Tuesday and then I upload it for you so that you have it for Wednesday morning. Today, it's Wednesday night at almost 6 o'clock. And I didn't have a chance to do my video yet this week until this very moment because I was so sick. And I actually stayed home from work on Monday and Tuesday to get myself better. And you can hear I have like the nasal sound of a cold, and I have a cough and a stuffy nose. It's a commitment to me to make you a Wednesday video every single week without fail, and it's very important to me to do that and have it be on time for you, but not at the cost of my own health or happiness. So because I wasn't feeling well, I told myself it's not in your best interest to make that video. And did I feel a little twinge? Did I feel a little bad about, not having it ready for the people that really count on it Wednesday morning? Because I know there are people out there that's the first thing they do in the morning is watch my Wednesday video, which is just so awesome and wonderful. And I appreciate that so much. So thank you. But I knew that it wasn't in my best interest, so this is the soonest that I could healthfully make you this video, and that's what I'm doing, and I think that's good. And in doing so, I'm being an example for you of self-care. I'm saying, hey, when I need to take a break, I take one. And when I need to prioritize, I do that. I'm not just saying you should do that, I'm actually doing it myself. And I think that is more important to me than anything else. One of the last things that keeps me from being overwhelmed in everything that I do for other people is, to be grateful for everything that I get back, because for the most part, I really feel that everything that I put out there, I get returned to me twofold or threefold, and it feels so good. So I'm happy to keep doing it, and it really, really does fuel me. And when I say that doing work for eating disorder recovery is my life's work, I truly mean that. I mean that in the most real sense. And I'm going to keep doing this kind of work and helping other people, whether it be with domestic violence or resources or anything that I do. Making these videos like I have for the last several years. I mean, that's important to me. And whether or not people watch them, it's still important to me if I'm reaching that one person. And I don't want to say like that's what keeps me going, but that's something that I do think about. I don't just do this without thinking about who it's touching or how it's touching them. And I do really think that I am happy doing what I'm doing because I don't have expectations. I don't make a video thinking it's only worth it if I get 1,000 views. And I don't, write a blog post thinking this is only worth it and special if it's reshared or retweeted 100 times. And without having those expectations, just being me, just doing what I want to do and what I feel is important, I'm happy doing it without thinking of all the stuff that I could get out of it, or how far it might reach. And I think if we all, we all do that. I don't want to say we shouldn't have expectations, because expectations can be a good thing. But if we don't set our expectations so high that we become perfectionists, and if we really just live in the moment and live to be happy and share that happiness with everyone else, we're going to be happier for it. And now you can see I'm kind of rambling, so my mind's a little fuzzy. I took antihistamine to sort of clear my nose out. So I'm just going to keep babbling on and on and on all day. But I really did like this question from Nikki, so thanks, Nikki, for asking. I think a lot of people, I don't want to say worry about me, but they wonder how I do it all, and, makes me feel good in a sense, because they're thinking that I do a lot for other people, and I so appreciate that. But, I don't do it at the cost of my own health or happiness, and I always try to put myself and Rick, who's my husband, first. I always try to put my family first. For example, right now, if I'm sick, I have to push something off, and that's the way it should be for everyone. So I hope you're all having a wonderful week out there, and I will see you next time.